Yeah.
You there. You don't know me yet. That's fine. I still love you. Though under this camera here, I have what I believe to be one of, if not the most special and quintessential things we humans use on a day-to-day basis. You know, I'd like to share with you a little bit. Oh, right.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Duh.
Okay, sorry. But yes. As you can see it, the classic pointer finger. I mean, I don't even know where we'd be as a society without this thing. All the way from grade school, our guardians, our caretakers, our teachers. They took care of us with a special tool. Okay, no, sorry. It's not the pointer finger I'm talking about, but rather the point. Let me demonstrate. So, along with me, if you'd please, I'd like for you to point your finger straight with me. Sorry, let me listen to my stance there. I'd like for you to point your finger straight with me. Now, if you can, let's incorporate some finger motion with that. Now, some hand motion simultaneously along with that, if you will. Now, I don't know if you just noticed, but I just made us do that for nothing. Just to show you there's not too much exceptional in just waving your finger around. Or is it? No, not the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
You're right. But when referring to the point, though, I'm sort of covering all aspects of it. This included, but not just like pointing your finger. Okay, sorry. Though to further elaborate for no further confusion on the subject, I'll just be referring to point as P for now. Now you may or may not be asking yourself, how is point or P even special? And to answer that, we must first and foremost define what point even is. Ooh, mind my writing.
Ooh, a fresh pie. Save me a slice. That's good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's all right. That's good. Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's enough slices.
That's a whole bunch, isn't it? Though along each of these mentions, point or P is primarily noted in the Webster's Dictionary as a distinguishing detail. And for the most part, I think the annotation as well was right on point. I think most aspects and variations of P boil down into being a significant mark. And a part of what makes that significance is its versatility. Using countless aspects of speech and representation, P invokes value in our day-to-day culture. But how so? Well, without P, our feats just simply couldn't be tracked. Take a subject as mathematics, for example. We wouldn't really be able to graph anything, nor determine value, or even have a place for decimal points and such. Just whole numbers to play with. Or how about sports? In short, it would just be some pickup games without track of score. The games would just be endless and futile and nothing but a running simulator. And even my beloved video games aren't safe. Without the checkpoints in game tracking each of our progress, growth and grind would just be trivial. Nothing but a waste of time. There'd be no winners, no progress to track, and no endpoint. Because P wouldn't exist. And we'd be nothing more than Sisyphus, one with an endless climb at what cost? And just to keep it a buck, that can't be me. If I'm reset back to start point seeing zero progress, yeah, that's a wrap for me. I'm not touching the game again. Sorry, that one's a bit personal. But my point being is that each of these variants of P sort of serve in the same way, sort of as that gateway of purpose, which ironically enough counteracts the other half of P's significance, its negligibility. Though used in countless aspects of speech and representation, the format of P itself is neglected. I mean, simply referring about P just brings about confusion. Which makes sense because I don't think P as the element itself was supposed to be acknowledged. It's always just been there, waiting for me. P also doesn't have much inherent value besides its presence, but that alone is enough to set us into a world of imagination. Though for now, we'll hold on to that and see what P provides us at first hand. P not only sets us to interpret, but straight up gives us closure. P can seamlessly provide indication to a sense of judgment and brings forth clarity to a never end. Either through visual, physical, or mental representation, P serves as a cue of closure for us. I mean, the closest sample you can probably find is just a period in a sentence. It could be a point in history you're thinking of, or it could simply be on the tip of your finger here. Either way, each of these samples illustrates an impression of resolution to its audience. Though for some, or most rather, that's just the extent of P's prowess. It does nothing more than fill in. But to those whom think as such, I remind them of Newton's third law. To every action, there is always an opposed reaction. Closure is not the only thing that P provides. P also provides the inverse, an ending as well as a beginning.
Standing in this party, I done lost my entourage. Many in my head talking about nigga, you see that broad?
Besides solely acting as a mark of resolution, P simultaneously dawns a new path ahead. And we can see a prime example of this in something as the turning point. Defined as a time at which a significant change in a situation occurs, the turning point creates a new direction in a situation, or in other words, a new beginning. Going back to our book from before, after any particular sentence, we can see a period closing it, yet technically also starting the next one. But can we even say this applies to each and every variant of P? Well, maybe. Don't get me wrong, I've done my digging. But applying this and looking into each and every variant of P, well, there'd be no point. But not seriously. It'd be quite a lot to look into. So if there are any obvious variants that I'm missing that this doesn't apply to, please let me know in the comment sections below. Though, say we applied this to irregular variations of P, or even the first variation of P, the initial singularity. Arguably the turning point to each of our existence, the initial singularity is and or was able to be a point which appeared from nothing, yet contained precursors to everything in the universe, so small it essentially had no size at all. Long ago, the universe was smaller, denser, and hotter to an unfathomable degree, of infinitesimal sizes, densities, and temperatures, or what we know as a singularity. The idea is that the universe expanded from the singularity and grew to the universe we know today after inflation, also known as the Big Bang Theory. Though nowadays, a few observations have shown that rather than starting with a singularity, it's probable that the universe actually started with cosmic inflation. In some of the previous theory, it intertwines with another theory that our universe was the product of an end of another. Those go along with countless of other theories that are being proven and disproven every day that I'm just not getting into. Not a space channel. But nonetheless, it'd be sort of cool to think that P originated with closure to then expand into so many different varieties as its possible ancestor. But why am I saying all this? Well, for an element so wildly versed in our culture, you would think we'd acknowledge it a bit more, but well, I don't know. Maybe that's just me overanalyzing a word or an idea or concept, an element. I don't know. But all in all, though, P's variety and versatility is something to take at face value or something to interpret. And I think that's sort of the beauty of not only P, but of any and everything. But yeah, man, I've been yapping long enough. I just wanted to harp a bit on how P, or point, is much more than we recognize it for, and shed a bit of light on his beautiful existence. I mean, this whole point of thought started with my own existential worries, of me myself wondering, oh, what's the point? Not just in my life functioning, but in anything really. And all that point of reflection eventually led me to a point of direction. You know, this is. And so, kind of makes me curious as to where this will point you.
And that'll do it, guys. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We're finally here! It's been so long, it's been over a year just having this
just having this concept in mind, and it's finally came into fruition. You love to see it. I want to give a quick shout out to Vsauce. His videos are just too mind-altering. Things you would never care to think of or inquire. I love that format, and I'd love to continue that for myself. Also, I'm Dante. He constantly urges his viewers to chase their dreams, and if they don't like the position they're in, to be the change they want to see. And and quite frankly, he got me to get up off my ass, so I'm really glad I get to watch him. And a thank you to Bug and company. Without them, the video couldn't be done, of course. I want to give a shout out to my sister. She lent me her tripod, and without her, the video couldn't be done as well. To the Core 4, man, I just couldn't ask for better brothers. Those are my people. They always here for me. And all those unmentioned, I want to give a thank you. This is even recording this is just surreal. All of whom who made it this far, or even made it at all, you have my heart. Truly. Peace, peace.
I love pickles.